Start. Section 353 of the 1973 Code makes it clear as to how a judgment is to be pronounced. Stop. Unless and until a judgment is pronounced in that manner, it cannot be regarded as a judgment in law. Stop. The provisions of Section 353 make it abundantly clear that the judgment in every trial in any court of criminal jurisdiction has to be pronounced in open court by the presiding officer immediately after the termination of the trial or at some subsequent time of which notice has been given to the parties. Stop. The pronouncement of the judgment shall be by one of the following three modes: para. A. By delivering the whole of the judgment, or B. By reading out the whole of the judgment, or C. By reading out the operative part of the judgment and explaining the substance of the judgment in a language which is understood by the accused or his pleader. Stop. Para. Subsection 2 of Section 53 deals with the pronouncement of the judgment where the same is delivered in whole. Stop. Subsection 2 of Section 353 gives a clear indication that the delivery of whole judgment that is spoken of in Clause A of Subsection 1 relates to verbal delivery in as much as the said Subsection 2 makes it clear that where the judgment is delivered under Clause A of Subsection 1, the presiding officer shall cause it to be taken down in shorthand and to sign the transcript on every page thereof as soon as it is made ready, and write it on the date of the delivery of the judgment in open court. Stop. It is obvious that the delivery of the judgment which is referred to in Clause A of Subsection 1 of Section 53 cannot relate to the announcement of a written judgment. Stop. Because if it were so, then the requirement that the presiding officer shall so cause it to be taken down in shorthand would be redundant. Stop. Para. Subsection 3 deals with cases of pronouncement under clauses B and C of Subsection 1, both of which deal with the reading out of the judgment. Stop. It is obvious that the reading out of the judgment can only be of something which is written. Stop. In this case also, if a judgment is written, the pronouncement would be complete only upon reading out either the whole of the judgment or by reading out of the operative part of the judgment and explaining the substance of the judgment in a language which is understood by the accused or his pleader. Stop. It is also pertinent to note that if the judgment is written in the hand of the presiding officer, then it shall be made merely dated and signed in open court, but if the judgment is not written under his own hand, then there is the additional requirement of the presiding officer by signing every page of the judgment. Stop. Para. Therefore, from the above, it can be easily deducted that where a judgment is pronounced by delivery, that is, through the verbal mode in open court by the presiding officer, it has to be taken down in shorthand, and thereafter the transcript and every page of it has to be signed as soon as it is made ready. Stop. The presiding officer is required to write on it the date of the delivery of the judgment in open court. Stop. In the context of the facts of the present that case, the announcements by successor judge on 4/3/2010 and 12/3/2010 cannot by any stretch of imagination be covered under clause A of subsection 1 of section 353 of the 1973 code. Stop. The said announcements cannot also be covered under clauses B or C of subsection 1 of section 353. Stop. This is so because the judgments written by the predecessor judge were neither dated nor signed by successor judge in open court in the manner indicated in subsection 3 of section 353. Stop. Therefore, the so-called judgments of the predecessor judge cannot be regarded as having been pronounced in open court, and consequently the same cannot be regarded as judgments at all. Stop.